Hey guys, a little bit behind, so excuse me for that. I think I'm a little behind. But I was getting prepped. This one needed a lot of prep so that I can fit it all in. So I'm just grabbing the rest of my stuff. How's everybody doing? We're going to make Reuben soup today. I'm still working through all that corned beef that I bought in March. And I thought we were getting close to the end, and I discovered I still have 4 more in the freezer. So, I'll probably still be there for St. Patrick's Day in 2021. So right now what I have in the pot is carrots and onions and some olive oil, and it's just sauteing. It's snowing out, which I think is beautiful. I'm not upset about it. I'm going to grab a bowl here. So we're making Reuben soup, but I'm also going to show you a little trick for holidays. So I have some apples here, and I'm just going to quickly cut them up for pie. They don't have to be super thin. It's not a tart or anything. It's just a pie. So I cut out the center, cut it up. I like big chunks of apple in my pie personally. So, like I said last week, I go right to the outside of the core circle on the apple, and then I cut it down that line. Okay, so how's everybody doing today? Is anybody getting snow? What kind of weather does everybody have? Yeah, I'm not hating on the snow. I think it's beautiful, and I feel like snow sort of helps you to slow down a little bit. Not that we need help slowing down this year. The Rona took care of that, but yeah, no, I feel like snow just kind of helps you to settle down a little bit into your life and take a minute and breathe. So I used to hate snow. My friend Michelle was always teasing me about snow because I hated it. I felt like, I'm fine, by the way, I didn't hit myself. I know that looked bad. I felt like it ruined life. It got in the way of everything. But now that I'm realizing that it's okay to let some things get in the way of life so that you can slow down a little, I'm all right with it. I really enjoy it, and it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. And they're saying we're going to have a mild November anyway, so take one little snow. Although I have to say, I was very close to turning the heat on, which is no heat till November here. And I might still, but with all the soup cooking and everything, so far we're okay. So what I did this morning, while I'm chopping up these apples, I cooked the corned beef in the Instant Pot. Just the corned beef, what was in there? Garlic, bay leaves, and onion. No potatoes or anything like that, because we're going to use the corned beef for our soup. And so I have the carrots and the onion, carrots and onions in the pot. The corned beef is cooled down enough so that I should be able to touch it. And in the Instant Pot right now, I have what is supposed to be, and we will see, what do they call it? Oh, sauerkraut, which, by the way, who are my sauerkraut lovers? Because I'm not usually a fan of sauerkraut, but when you're making Reuben soup, you kind of need sauerkraut. So I didn't want to buy the stuff at the store because I already know I hate that. So I thought, let me try making my own and see if that's any better. So it's in the Instant Pot right now. I keep wanting to call it a crock pot. All right, so we've got our apples for our pie. Now, what am I going to show you that's different that you don't already know? And maybe you do already know, but I saw this a number of years ago. We went peach picking, and my husband picked just about every peach they had in the orchard, and I was drowning in peaches. And I wasn't quite sure what to do about that. So I was finding recipes all over the place on what to do. Ow, that hurt more than I hit myself with the knife. And one of the things that came up was peach pie. But there was a little bit of a twist to it, and I loved it. And it actually ended up, I'm not measuring anything. I have no idea how much of whatever to put in here. I can always tweak it later. And we'll probably need to put a little, I hate putting flour in. I don't really want to put flour in there. I'll just show you and then I can tweak it after. Okay, so what they did was mix it all up. Okay. Well, you know what I can put? I can put some sprouted flour in there. That's what we did last time. That worked. And so what we did was we lined the pie pan. Okay, these are looking good. This is the onions and carrots. You take that out because that got hot. What was I doing? Flour. All right. So we lined the pie pan. I'm going to get through this sentence, I promise. We lined the pie pan with plastic, no crust. I'm just going to eyeball this here just to absorb some of the moisture. Good enough. That's just some sprouted flour, some erythritol, apples, and cinnamon. That's all I have. So you line this with plastic, and then you freeze it like that. No pie crust. So then, when you want an apple pie, because a lot of times you'll see people freezing it, you know, in bags or whatever. But when you want an apple pie, you don't have to defrost it. You just pop the pie-shaped pie filling into the pie crust. Clever. I loved it. So, that's what I was going to tell you about today because I know the holidays are coming for most of us. Some people are unfortunately going to have to miss out on their holiday, but or at least what they're used to. Oh, okay, so let's put this in here. Just right in, no crust, nothing. And you could probably do this for apple crisp too. I wouldn't do this for something where like I want the apples for like to eat because that's not going to work. They're going to get all mushy. But for a pie, you're already going to cook them. So you just put them in there just like that, wrap it up, and throw it in the freezer. And you're good to go when it comes time to make your pie. So if you're someone that likes to plan ahead, this is a great way to get your fruit pies started. And I'm just going to wrap this up. I actually should have made this plastic a little longer, but that's okay. I'll just put more over it. Oh, stuck on the thing. Wrap it up and freeze it just like that. And once it's done, I might even throw it into a vacuum sealing bag, and that'll be good to go. And then we'll have ready for apple pie. So that was the thing I wanted to show you while the veggies cooked. And now we're going to get to the nitty-gritty of this soup. All right, so I have the corned beef cooked right here. Let me get rid of this. Just stir this. Okay. Looking good. Got some garlic. I think I need to add this now, I think it said. But let me cut up the corned beef first. So corned beef is really fatty. And so I don't, ooh, okay, we're good. I don't, I know some people like to just leave all of that on there. I don't like it. It grosses me out. So I have to cut off those big chunks of fat. I can't abide by it. So like this, you can just feel it. I just feel around and I'm like, no, that's all fat. Gone. Bye-bye. Gonzo. Yep, that's all fat. I mean, there's a little fat on it, fine, but it's already heavy enough, but to leave all of that fat on there, I just can't. See, I can feel right there. There's more. So I just dig in just in that spot. And then I go back through and I pick out any meat because I don't like to waste meat either, but there's another big chunk of fat right there. So, cut all that off. I think we got most of it. Yeah, okay. We'll just check the other side. The other side's pretty good. So I'm just going to cut this into, actually it's so tender, I don't really need to do much cutting, but I don't want big long strings, even though it's coming off that way, because I feel like that's going to be hard to eat in a soup. So I'm going to cut it up into the strips, but then I'm going to cut it up into chunks as well. And I'm not being super picky about how I cut it. I wasn't picky about how I cut the carrots and onions. I know there's, you know, chef ways to do things. I'm not a chef, I'm a home cook, and it's going in a soup. So it doesn't bother me that it's not cooked any particular way. cut any particular way. So you're supposed to put about 2 pounds in because I'm doubling the soup. So I'm just going to bring this over if I can get it up off the table. Put it right in here. And I will show you this. I'll bring the camera over so you can see. And that will break up more, so those big chunks, I'm not worried about those either. Those will break up more. I have a little more corned beef that I'll add if needed. Just wash this off my hand. You know what? I'm just going to throw it. It's just a little bit. This has more fat on it, so I'm going to get the majority of this off. Like lots more fat. Gross. Whew, that one's still pretty hot too. Yeah, let it cool down before you start digging your hands into it, for sure. Okay. Put that off of there. Oh, that's neat. Perfect. Okay. And we'll just cut this up. Throw it in the pot. I'm all for nice big hearty soups. The ones that are just like all broth, it's alright, but give me something to eat in my soup. Alright, perfect day to have this soup. This is our last soup in our soup series. And then next month we're going to do Thanksgiving type appetizers, I believe is what I have on the schedule. So I'll have to take a look at that and double check, but I'm pretty sure that's what we're doing. And not just your everyday. I'm trying to find unique things for you guys. Oh, good. That just ended, so it needs natural release. And that's for our, what do you call it? Sauerkraut. I keep forgetting what it's called. Okay. Stir this up. I gotta add some garlic. And unfortunately with this snow, my ladies are not coming today, so I told my hubby, because he's working in town, where's my garlic press? Did my husband put it away for me and put it in the wrong spot? Okay, where'd it go? Well, I guess we're going to cut it up on a cutting board. Let me just do that real quick. I don't know what happened to it. Again, doesn't need to be perfect. With garlic, you do want to try to make it smaller, just because the more surfaces of flavor will come out. But you don't usually want to add your garlic to the beginning. That's why this is, a lot of people will throw their garlic and onions in at the same time. But from what I've read through the years, it's better to throw your garlic in after the onions have already been cooked down, flavor-wise. So that's what we're doing. Throw this in. Okay. Put a little salt and pepper and oregano. I'm not sure I'm going to put salt just yet. Pepper I can do, but salt with corned beef, I'm not sure I need to add any salt. So I'm just going to crack some pepper in there. And then I'm going to put some oregano. Again, just eyeballing it. You can always tweak it. You can't take salt out, so I'm not really interested in having way too much salt. No way, no how. So let me just show you this real quick, and then we're going to put some broth in there. All right, let's take you over here and turn it around. All right, so this is where we're at so far with our soup. We're just getting flavor. We're getting caramelization on the chunky stuff that goes in the soup, and we're about to add some broth. So it's looking really good. Let me turn you back around, and I'm just going to set you right here for a second. Oh, didn't turn you around. There you go. And let me get some broth. Now, I don't know if you remember, but I don't use broth out of a container. Most of the time I use chicken base. So right now I just have boiled water, and I need 64 ounces since I'm doubling, which looks like I'm going to need to add more later because I'm not going to have enough in this pot, but I can add it after. So I just need 2 more cups of hot water. And I don't want to add cold water because I'm going to lose what I've got going on here, and I don't want to do that. So let's do that. Okay, and then we put some chicken base. I'm going to go lighter on this than I normally do as well because this does tend to be very rich, this chicken base, and I don't want to over salt or overdo this I can always add more. I'm a big proponent of add more later. Okay, so this is gonna boil and reduce in heat. Okay, here we have it. And then once it's boiled down, we are going to add, we're going to add some Swiss cheese. About 12 ounces of, oh no, because I doubled it. So 24 ounces of Swiss cheese, 2 cups of heavy cream, so that's a pint. And a little slurry, which I'll show you real quick. Where is my cornstarch? There it is. Okay. I'll do a little slurry, but I don't want to add that just yet because it's not quite ready. You don't want to force soup. Soup needs to like do its thing because soup is like layer upon layer of flavor. So I know you're just looking at a pot there. Sorry about that. Can't even see what's in it. Anyway, so I'm going to do a little cornstarch. It is snowing here, Anna. Where are you? Are you back yet? It's snowing here. It's amazing. It's so pretty. I love it. I'll take you out and show you real quick before we sign off. So a slurry here. I'm just doing cornstarch and water, mixing them together. And then once I'm ready, I'm going to stir that right into the soup. If I walk away from this right now, this is going to get really hard in the bottom and you're going to feel like maybe I messed something up. It's fine. Just stir it again and it'll be fine. So I'm going to just take you to show you the snow real quick while that does its thing a little bit. It's so, so pretty. My house is a mess, so don't look. Here we go. Look at how nice. Isn't it so pretty? I love it. And it's coming down pretty hard. So it's a nice little treat, in my opinion. So anyway, so that's our snow. Let me go back to the soup. Now I have to add the sauerkraut, but the sauerkraut is still doing its thing. So really what I have left, oh, I forgot to add a bay leaf. I'll throw that in. Oh, that's right. Okay, hold on. Let me put you back and then I'll let you go. All right. There was one more thing we were supposed to do. Why can't you see it? Oh, because you're facing the wrong way. Okay, there was one more quick thing. Forgot all about it. You gotta make, when you're eating a Reuben, what is a Reuben on? A Reuben is on rye bread. And I totally forgot. So what they want you to do with this recipe is take a bunch of rye bread, which, by the way, is not my first choice of bread, and just slices. But I wonder if it would be good with this rye bread and Swiss. So has anybody ever done that just like as a grilled cheese? Because maybe I can serve that with the soup if Richard and the guys come over for lunch. So I'm just going to cut it with my serrated. And then I'm going to cut it the other direction. And you're getting like crouton size. That gives me time for that soup to do its thing. And then I can add the other stuff. Perfect. I knew there was something else that I was supposed to be doing here. I'm trying not to let it spill all over because I have too small a cutting board. I'm a neat cook. I don't like messy cooking. So when things start falling all over the place, it bothers me. Okay. So I'm just going to put the bread in here. And you can make as much or as little depending on your liking. I'm going to put some olive oil. Just going to drizzle it. I don't want it to like all pour onto the same spot. But as you toss it, it'll do what it's got to do. Okay. And some salt and pepper to season it. Rye is already pretty flavorful, so you don't need to do too much. But you want to get a little something. Okay, and then we're just going to toss that, and we're going to throw it on a tray in the oven until it's nice and crunchy. But I'm going to do that after we hang up. All right, let's add our slurry. I don't know if you can see me, so let me bring you over. And then soon, Anna, soon you'll have the snow. Let me turn you around. Okay, so I'm gonna add our heavy cream. So heavy cream is a great way to thicken things and give you that creamy without all of the extra carbs. If you look, this whole container is, well, it's 32 servings, so it's 32 carbs for this heavy cream, but if you did this with milk, forget it. You still got to add those 2 cups of water, and now that I'm adding cold cream, I might just do that. Okay, so add that in. Where's my, just do my 2 cups of water. I'm going to let that come back up to temp a little bit so that I can add the cornstarch. Okay, add that in, get my cheese out. I got a little lazy yesterday. It was kind of a crazy day. Everything was interrupting me. I didn't get out to the store. So I just ordered my groceries from BJ's and all they had was sliced. So how much cheese is this? So I don't need all of this. So it's gonna look like a ton of cheese. I'm just gonna throw it right in there. You know what? Hold on. Before I throw more, let's do this. So this is going to thicken it a little bit more. This is our slurry that we made before I put any more cheese in there. Let's add this in. I'm pretty sure it's cornstarch that you want to mix first into cold water, not into hot, because if you mix it into hot, it clumps right up. I'm fairly certain that's the one. Okay, and then we're gonna add a bunch of cheese. And I might even leave some of the cheese out of the actual soup and put it on top. What do you think? I think that might be nice. So like each bowl would have a piece of cheese melted on top. So this is our soup. We got to add the, what do you call it over there? Why can't I? It's because I have a mental block because I'm scared to eat it. Sauerkraut. Let this pressure out of there. Add a little sauerkraut and we've got soup. So there you go. I'll just take you real quick and show you the apple pie thing. So it's just in the shape of a pie pan, wrapped in plastic. I'm going to freeze it right in the pan, and once it's done, I'll take it out of that and Ziploc it a little bit better. So anyway, ooh, that smells like sauerkraut. Ooh, I hope I like it. Anyway, thanks guys for coming, and hopefully this was helpful, and we'll see you here again next week with some Thanksgiving ideas. Okay, bye.